Say that not only in our business, for any business, success means that we have to go through something very important that you already might be knowing, and that is nothing other than getting rejected. Now we all will be feeling really painful when we get rejected. Okay, everybody get pain. Even I got rejected few days back. I really felt bad. Normally, whenever we get rejected, we have this feeling that, oh my God, I got rejected. Do you know why we feel really painful? Because it's actually taking us out of our comfort zone. And we know that success is always out of comfort zone, right? The only difference between a successful person and a non-successful person is the amount of time that one person gets rejected. Successful people get rejected more often. You would have seen some photograph or good morning messages saying that success and failure is not like, okay, you took a path and directly it will lead to success. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, if we have to go to success, we have no other option than going from one failure to another failure to another failure and then reaching success. That is the only path. So in our business, what is the biggest problem that we can face? Think about it. You try doing this business, you tried your level best, your uplines and the system supported, and we failed in getting, even after the entire lifespan, we didn't get even a single sign up. Correct? So even if you get rejected 100 times, what is the worst thing that can happen? Is that nobody will sign up under you, right? So if we are not giving a plan, if you are not getting rejected, anyway that is equivalent to not signing up. So when we give a plan, there is a chance of signing up people, right? So rejections, in my opinion, is like anything that you want to learn, any skill that you have learned in your entire life. Let it be learning cycle. Have you ever learned cycle without falling down? Have you ever learned swimming without drinking some water? So these in our business, it is equivalent to that is rejection. Rejections are good because when we get rejected, that is when we really learn. Okay, the only thing that we have to do is that we have to approach rejections in a more logical way than thinking, oh my God, I got rejected and crying upon it and feeling the pain. Okay, I would say that when we get rejected, we should, we will be definitely having a lot of doubts when we get rejected, is it not? So rather, the only thing that we should do is that we should not, in my personal understanding, we should not assume. Rather than assuming, if we ask and clear all these doubts with our uplines, okay, we will be getting a clarity on how to approach the next prospect in a more better way, correct? So my upline, my mentor keeps on teaching me that when you get rejected, always keep this one thing in mind, the SW policy. Some will, some won't. So what? Somebody else is waiting somewhere else, is it not? So let us not be too much worried about this one prospect. And why is that, getting rejected? It is not easy to avoid this feeling of feeling bad, okay? Because it is already coded inside our DNA for so many years in our life. Okay, from the day when we were living in the forest in tribes, we were coded. Because the biggest problem, like one of the biggest author, Paulo Coelho, you would have heard about him by the book Alchemist. He keeps saying that the biggest prison that any person lives in is what other people thinks about him, correct? And rejection is a proof that other person is not approving what we say, and it is a bad feeling because we always want to be approved by everybody, including everybody from the society. That is what I was trying to say. That when we were even in the tribes, when we were in old times, why this feeling of getting rejected is so hard for us? Have you ever thought on that? The feeling of getting rejected is so hard for us because that is coded in our DNA. Getting rejected is equivalent to a feeling of getting killed because you will be thrown out of the tribe. So that is what has been coded in our DNA for so many years. That is the reason when we get rejected, we feel so bad. We feel so bad, equivalent to getting death, sentence. You understand? So when we analyze this, we are intelligent enough to analyze all these things. When we analyze this, what we have to understand is that we have to come out of this fear, because fear and excitement creates the same hormonal changes in everybody. When we are afraid and when we are excited, what are the body changes that happens? Our blood pumps up, correct? We will be getting sweat, correct? We will be having the heartbeats coming up, so many things, and it's equivalent to same thing that happens when we are in fear as well as in excitement. It is only mentally we have to think that whether we should take it as a fear or as an excitement. Now when we are rejected and you are taking, oh my God, why am I getting rejected? What is it? It's not a positive feeling. Okay, but when we are thinking, oh, okay, I got rejected. What should I learn from this? What should I change? What should I improve? If we start thinking like that, the next presentation we will approach with a lot of excitement, is it not? So that will create that small fine tuning that is required in our mind to approach this one thing. Like think about this: a sports person, an adventure person. Okay, the way he will be approaching a challenge of jumping from one building to another building. You would have seen people doing that. Many people take it as an excitement. Let us take rejections in the same way. Because as Dattosri keeps teaching us, if a boxer, is it possible for a boxer to not get beaten up and become successful in his game? No, right? A boxer should spar, correct? Same way, a successful networker should be striving for more and more rejection. That is the DNA that we should code in ourselves.